I just got back from a call from a customer, a repeat customer, who was just about to be ripped off by one of the large chains, large auto repair chains. I'm not going to name the name of the chain, but basically, he had a squeak, or maybe more of a grinding noise, squeaking noise that occurred with each revolution of the wheel on the rear driver's side. They one place, I think it was, well, I won't say where it was, but they told him it was the trailing arm or the upper control arm in the back. Um, that seemed pretty obvious to me that that was not what it was, because typically, excuse me, I would say typically, um, suspension noises don't occur with each revolution of the wheel, unless it's like I suppose a wheel bearing or something. But typically, it would be something related to the brakes or the rotors. And sure enough, it ended up being just the brake clips. They were loose and they were rattling, and so they didn't really seem to be serving a purpose anyway. I don't know. Sometimes I think the brake clips are optional. So, and these certainly weren't serving any purpose. So I just cleaned everything up, lubricated the slide pins and the caliper everywhere where it touches the brake pad, and used a wire brush and left the clips out because they were just rattling around and hitting the rotor. So that's what it was. Put everything back together, and it drives great now. The squeaking is gone. It brakes perfectly, no noises, just drives great. But this large chain told him that it was probably the rear differential. So they gave him a quote. I think he said it was like $1,200 or maybe even $1,700 for just the part, not including the labor. And that sounds about right. I mean, those things are really expensive. Um, I, I don't know a whole lot about diagnosing rear differentials, but to tell somebody that this squeaking noise was the rear differential, um, I think is pretty dishonest. Uh, and that leaves me with the question: what is the point of being of doing auto repairs for people? Is the point to make as much money as possible, regardless of if you fix the problem, or is it to fix the problem with the most common sense, cheapest solution possible that still works and performs a quality job? I thought that's what it was. I thought you were supposed to, be an advocate for the customer and get the job done for as inexpensively as possible. If it's a simple solution, then do the simple solution, regardless of if it makes you more money or not. I mean, this place could have made really good money selling him a rear differential and the labor to go with it, but they wouldn't have solved the problem. I, I just don't get it. I've seen this from this specific national chain, the local version of it, like uh, 3 or 4 times recently. Customers have told me about these, about these high quotes for these things that evidently won't fix the problem. But I've heard about it from other, independent places too. I mean, it's so disgusting to me to think that they would have you fix such and such huge part, replace some huge part, some huge project, some huge labor bill, when it's actually something super simple. I mean, I went out there, I was there for I think 55 minutes, and I made $80, and it's about 3 miles away. I mean, I made good money. That's really good money. And I didn't have to pimp anybody. I didn't have to tell anybody a lie. I just went out there and helped them out and did the job. That's I thought that's what professionalism was about, regardless uh, of your profession. I thought that's what professionalism about it was about. It's not about selling the fix that just fattens your wallet the most. Um, so is it because they suck at diagnosing the problem? both of these places did this. One the rear differential, the other the rear. Um, I forget the name of it. Basically, the upper control arm, um, the one that's just a straight beam. So clearly, these were not the solutions, not the fixes. Do these people just suck at diagnosing problems, or are they frauds, or both? That's my question. I don't know, but it puzzles me, and it also really infuriates me because these folks probably have more experience than I do, and yet I'm able to solve these problems and for a lot cheaper because I'm actually trying to solve the problem instead of just sell parts and labor. And you don't have to pimp anybody. You don't have to rip anybody off, um, and you can still make good money. You know, my rant's over.